All right, welcome guys. Welcome back. Welcome to the show. I'm just observing, just double check how many people are on the show. I'm just gonna wait for a minute or two before I actually start. While I'm doing all of this, let me just kind of set up my remote so I can control the stream without any issues, and also so you can actually see what's going on with the cursor and everything as well. So just going to wait 1 or 2 minutes maximum, and then I'm going to just carry on with the stream. Basically, there's a lot on this stream today. It's going to be very interesting. I think everybody needs to see this one. This is insane. What's happening in the market basically. So yeah, it'll be a very interesting one. 1 second. Let's have a look at this. Let's see why this is not working. Let's give this another bash. So yeah, guys, if you're new to the stream, I make videos pretty much on a regular basis. Daily basically. I make videos and I try and answer community questions and everything. So I have a small group of people that I work with, or I try to help out basically, and the community has been growing. I'll be honest with you, community has definitely been growing, and we're going places with it. You know, we're just continuously doing new things, trying to take this whole place to this whole channel to another level basically. But here you'll find I do a lot of stuff without the noise. That's the main idea of this whole thing is you know, we want to do something, but we want to do it without the noise, you know. So when we're talking about stuff, we don't want the news, we don't want the FUD, we don't want to FOMO, none of that business, you know. We just want to you know, keep things going smoothly so everybody understands what's going on. I seem to be having a bit of an issue with my remote, so don't worry too much about it. I won't bother too much with the remote. I have a better idea of how to resolve this, I think. So I'm going to try this, and if this works, then we're off to the races. Let's have a look. Yeah, let's have a look at this. Let's see what this is doing. Give me a second. Sometimes these streams they do cause a bit of an issue, so I'm not quite sure what's going on here. Just trying to find the live stream and seeing if there is anything going on. You see, so clearly I'm having some issues on the live as usual. Nothing new here. For some odd reason I seem to always have these kind of 1 or 2 technical glitches. Let's see what this is doing. No, completely technical glitch. Let's have a look at this. Yeah, I seem to be here for some reason. So here I can actually observe it, but for some reason when I'm looking at the stream, I'm seeing something completely different on the stream. So let's see if I can figure this out, because what I'm trying to do is actually get the chat on the stream. Yeah, it's there. So what's going on here? Let's have a look and see what's going on here. Okay, so I just got the chat open on my mobile phone. I think it's a lot more easier this way, and now I feel I can continue. So let's do this guys, let's do this. So what's the situation currently, right? This is the question, I believe. This is the situation. So let's have a look at the market cap. Yesterday, me and a friend, colleague, someone I've been trying to help as well, last night we were sitting on the charts, and I know you probably saw yesterday's stream where I was kind of not really feeling well, kind of not feeling well in a sense, but I just was kind of depressed. So I thought, you know, I'm going to cut the stream. I don't want to talk about anything, what was going on, and just needed a little bit of time to myself. And then in the night, me and the friend, we were basically sitting down, and we were talking about the 4 patterns and the single chart, right? So this was the original chart, which I've kind of modified a little bit, but I am going to change everything here. So what we're going to do today, we're actually going to be working on this together. So this chart here that I've shown you today on this stream, we're going to be doing a few bits and bobs here, so you understand why these lines are where they are, what's the purpose of all of this. Also, we're going to look at it on a higher time frame, we're going to look at it slightly on a lower time frame, and see what these mean. And also, you know, all of these zigzag lines, so we can see this is the pattern that's played out, but we want to explain what this pattern actually means, right? And not only that, okay, I'm going to take this pattern off, so it's not going to be bang on the dot exact, right? So when I draw it again, but you'll understand why this drawing and why it was drawn and how it was drawn. So that's what we're going to do right now. Right. Also, let me just I think this is killing some bandwidth, so let me kill this. I don't want this going on. I don't want to kill any bandwidth here. So let's go back in here. So yeah, welcome to the show, guys. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Now let's look at this chart, and we're going to look at it in two different time frames, right? So number one time frame is going to be on the daily. Number two time frame, we're going to look at it as on the weekly, right? And there's a little bit of a slight difference metrics, but I want you to understand why we have those. So number one, what we've done is we've put a Fibonacci here, and we've put a Fibonacci to the bottom, right? So we've just taken a Fibonacci and we said, right, where's the top, where's the bottom? That's all we need, right? That's all we're doing, top and the bottom, right? Top, bottom. So, and also, as you can see, I've changed my cursor, so it's a lot more easier, and you guys could see the blue line basically. So this is what's happening here right now, right? Let's have a look. Okay, so we can see if we are to expect this part from here to here to go bullish, we were expecting this. And also the charts, guys, all I did was take the bars candles off, because I wanted to take the noise out of the chart and just use the line chart. Let me know in the comments if you want the line chart, or if you're okay, you know, if you want this, or you're okay with the line chart. Line chart just looks a little bit more cleaner just for now, because we want to do it without the noise. That's the idea, right? So what's the story here? All right, what's the story here? And also this particular one here, as you can see, this particular one here, this you know, when we were tracking this a few days ago, we were actually tracking it up to this particular level here, but now I think we could officially track it from this particular level here, so we can move it here and also keep this. So this is tracking this line here, as you can see. All right, so nothing too much, nothing too drastic. Now on the daily, you can see that we've got this upper trend line, and we've had this trend line which we just broke, right? You know, there's plenty of trend lines here, and also a wedge forming here. As you can see, we had a wedge forming here as well, right? So this was a wedge, right? So, you know, wedges are always explosive. They break out, and usually the wedge, when it breaks out, it's the top of the wedge. So whatever the price was on the top, this is the target. So this is exactly what it's doing, right? As you can see, this is the top of the target, the Fibonacci 1 here and the Fibonacci 0 here. Basically, the 40,700 is a key level. That's what it's targeting right now. Okay, so when we start working on all of this and we say, okay, fine, we need to now figure out, you know, why did I put lines on where I did? And I'll explain this to you, and I'm going to put some lines down just to show you as well. So when we're looking at certain levels in the market, so for example, we know this 47,000 here is a target. We can put a line here, and as you can see, it's a white line. Actually, I've changed it to a different color so it's easier for everybody to observe. Let's make it into a light green color. Right, so we're doing a light green. Before it was purple, now we're doing it as a light green color. And so what we're seeing is basically these are resistance levels. So this is where we're going to face resistance, and pretty much we did face around there. So yesterday, I mean, if you looked at the charts, you would have seen these lines as well, and you can see there's another line here, for example, and these, every line here has a correspondence, another line somewhere else, right? So what we're looking for is minimum at least 2 points to say, okay, this was a support. So for example, it bounced here twice, so we know this was a support. So this is like a W, or which we like to call double bottom. This is what it was until it broke down, you know, and we're looking for these areas and saying, okay, where are these areas, right? Where could we have these supports? So here you can see we had one here. All right, so this is why this whole thing was actually used from here. So we're looking at this, and we can see the bears took it down and the bulls took complete control. And when the bulls started taking control, we can see that these were previously support levels which became resistance level, and that's where the breakout points happened. So when you're looking at, for example, here's a good, really good area here. So for example, this area, this, we've got 3 points of contact, and you can see here in this 3 point of contact how so it's just larger just to make it, how basically we had another little resistance area here which we broke past, if that makes any sense, right? So we broke past. So currently the only resistance area we got is actually this particular line here, this Fibonacci line here, and this is what we need to break, right? We're going to break this, we're going to shoot up, and that's where we need to go. But once all of this is over, you can see that we have this particular area here, which is a Fibonacci 1618. And remember, Fibonacci's are very relevant, right? So if I was to put a Fibonacci on the dot here, on this 47k, just here basically, right? And I'll even put a different color on it so you can actually understand. So you can see this 47,545. This is a key zone for us to reverse the momentum. But then we need to look back and say, okay, if this is the key zone, do we have any confirmation that this is a key zone? Why is it a key zone? What's the problem here that we see? Well, let's move back into the charts, into the past, and we can see at one point of time, this was a resistance. We broke out of that resistance, power move. Then this became a support and we broke down, power move. Again here, it became as a resistance and we broke out, power move. So we can see every time we've came to this $47,000 level, it was a power move, right? It was a complete power move. So again here, you can see, for us, we did try and do a bounce here, but we failed, and then here. So this 47 is a key level. So if this is the case, we can start drawing a pattern here, right, and say, okay, let's use this area here, let's use this whole section here and come all the way down here. And what do we see? We see these two areas meeting up together, right? So we see this area meeting up with that area, and we can see that we have this massive zone between 47 to 49.2. We can almost call it 50k. That means that we are going to struggle up to 50k. Right? So after 50k, we might then start seeing some sort of a movement, right? So now we want to work out and say, okay, this is what we can see, right? So far we have this data, we have zero data here, we have some data here, suggesting that now we can only, so once we cross this 40,000 line, you can see there's no other data on the top for us to follow. We can go to previous history and start following some of these lines, which is fine, right? We can put another line here, for example, and say, right, this was a support area, so let's follow this as a support and call this as resistance. So we know that we have another resistance at the $44,000 level, which is fine, right? So that's what we can do. We can use these areas to say, where is these zones? Where are these? For example, this one, you can use this all the way up to here. Look at this. Is it a coincidence? No, it's not. It's actually, there's a reason for this. This used to be a resistance area. And this is exactly where these were resistors as well. If that makes any sense to you, right? So what we want to do right now is want to track, and we say, okay, if we are to do a predictive model here and want to predict what the price could be, what should we do, right? So what we can do is we can take, let's say, a drawing tool, right? We take a drawing tool and say, okay, now that we follow this pattern. So remember yesterday when I showed you, the pattern was more like this, right? We were drawing patterns like this, right? So all this means is basically these are the lines of support and resistance that the pattern will play. This doesn't mean, so let me put this here and I'll explain to you, and actually I'll make it white or something for you. Actually, yeah, I'll make it white for you. This doesn't mean that it's going to go all the way up to August. No. This means it's going to play this pattern on whatever time frame, right? And only way you can see this is if you actually go into the candles. You can see this is how it will pump up and then probably bounce, and that's what we're playing. But ultimately this is the curve, the trend, if that makes any sense, right? So now where we are, we want to work on this particular level here, and we say, okay, now this is where we are. So what's the current scenario? With current scenario, you can see we broke above all of this. We smashed right through. So we're here right now. So what are we going to expect today? Well, this is quite funny. This is what we're expecting today. We're actually expecting to do this. Go up, probably come up to this Fibonacci, right? Then probably have a bounce here. Probably try the Fibonacci again. Probably bounce here. And then eventually break up above this line, probably bounce down again, probably break above, and then come into this particular resistance. But it's fine as long as the resistance, is there, and then we have a support on the diagonal line, we're fine. So you see what I mean? We can easily do this, right? Which is not a problem, and then we can shoot up and try and break above this, right? So what we're looking at here, you can see this is don't take the pattern for granted. The pattern's just there for a reason, right? But what you're seeing is how this pattern will play out. We will find resistance here, like we found resistance here, but luckily the bulls pulled up, right? And today actually we broke above. So yesterday we got rejected. If you look at yesterday's candle, it was actually rejected. This was a long wick, but this wick has now recovered, and as you can see, this wick has now recovered and is pushing up. So the bulls are in pure control here. Yesterday we went as high as $40,040, as you can see. And then we got rejected, and I think we came down all the way back down to $38,000. So far, the bulls have been in control and they've been pushing it back up, right? So we can assume based on this fact, we can say, okay, it's going forward. but there's more to this, right? So if we look at the chart, we can see the MACD, which is the moving average convergence divergence. We can see that's also giving us a massive divergence here, telling us that it's going up. And you can see the RSI, stochastic RSI, down here as well. Now, traditionally, when we look at stochastic, the RSI, we actually focus on this area and we say, right, if we go above this, then it's going to be dangerous, time to sell, right? But you see, when we start making these kind of moves, the RSI really doesn't matter as long as we don't cross over this particular 80 level. So we still got an 80 zone, right? As long as we don't cross over the 80 RSI, we should be fine. So we're within this is the safety zone, and this is like the top, right? So that's when we would be expecting. So we still have a lot of room in the RSI. We've got close to, let's have a look. We've still got 10 more RSI points to go. So pretty safe in that sense, I would say, pretty safe. Let's get rid of this for a second. Also, what I want to do is show you the RSI on the, sorry, one second. Let me get rid of this because this is taking up space. Right, so I want to show you the RSI on the weekly as well, just for the sake of this, right? To show you. So on the weekly, as you can see, we're still not that bullish. All right, we're still not that bullish. We're just in the middle. We just done a flippening, nothing more. We need to get back above these zones here, right? Remember, we want to go into these levels here. This is when we know the RSI is solid, right? And obviously this is when we should be afraid. But we'll come back into these in another time frame because I do have it open for another time frame as well. But right now, let's go back into daily. So when we're doing predictive modeling, right, so what we're looking for is patterns, and we're saying, okay, what's the pattern telling us? What can we expect? So we use these particular previous support and resistance, and also let me change this. So what we do, we use these previous resistance levels as support for the new, right, for the future, and also these particular levels here, for example, the bottom ones, if they supported us, we still continue to use them. So we're using all of this data to tell us what's going to happen. At the same time, we put a Fibonacci on it and say, what does the Fibonacci tell us? So this is what the Fibonacci is telling us on the upside. We're going to come into this particular zone and we're going to face some serious issues because of this. Now, obviously, I didn't put a Fibonacci for the full length. Now I can put one here, for example, if I put one from the top of the market to the bottom of the market, and I'll just put it here for you, just so you can see. And this is where things get really, really nutty, right? I mean, you can see, okay, I'm going to take this, I'm going to take this fib off just for a second. And what you're seeing here is just after this particular 49K, you see that $50,000? You can see this 618 is the $50,725. So the Fibonacci's are telling us that we are going to face some situation here. So this would be our key level that we need to break above. So right now, from where we are, it's all good. Everyone's all happy, right? And we're predicting this. We're saying, okay, everyone's happy. Based on maths, we say, okay, we're going to see these kind of patterns, happy days, maybe last for a day, maybe last until the week, maybe last until another few days. But when we come into this Fibonacci level here, we are just before this, we're going to face one of the biggest resistance. Around here, we'll definitely face some massive resistance. We don't know how many bears are sitting there, right? Maybe there's somebody who's bought down here. They just want to take profit. 618 is a key level. So at that level, we could expect some volatility and probably even a little bounce. And if we do, then what would we expect, right? So this is when we start looking and saying, okay, if we did come here and got a rejection, well, the rejection could bring us back down here, maybe here. As long as we can stay above this line and then bounce back again, we'll be fine. We'll be absolutely fine. So this is the kind of stuff we're looking for in the charts. It's like, okay, do we get a rebound here? And do we have this? And can we do a breakout and actually start moving back up again? Right? Because that would give us a double bottom on a diagonal line above the trend line, which is absolutely fine. Because remember, we've got two trend lines here, right? I mean, this is the trend line that we've been in, which is the wedge. And then we just shot right up and we're about to smash through this whole gap here. We didn't even bother creating a support here. It's just beautiful, right? It's just beautiful. So this is what I'm seeing basically, right? And this is on the daily. Right, so this is on the daily. So if you were to draw, so I hope you understand how you draw this, right? And again, if we were to do a bearish one, then what we do, we take a Fibonacci from this level or this level. This is not complete, so we obviously take it from where it's here, bring it back down here, and this is the Fibonacci we get then. And if we do, again, we follow the same method. We say, okay, if this is the case, then we use the fibs. We say, okay, we're going to go up to here. We might get a rejection, right? We might get a rejection here. right? And then we might test this again. This is the bearish scenario, by the way, and then we might get it here. So I don't know if you're looking. Every time I move my cursor, you can see the blue line is matching with the Fibonacci. So the bottom of this is matching with this Fibonacci line, right? So that's what we're doing here. We're just using the Fibonacci lines to say, okay, this could be a bounce, and then we might come down here, and then we might test here, and then we might go down here. And what you're seeing is this would be a pattern, but it doesn't mean it's going to go all the way up to, for example, September or anything. We're not talking about how the length here. We're just talking about the pattern. Sorry, one second. I don't know what this does. It does this sometimes. Yeah. So this we're not talking about the so the pattern itself is important. It's not how long. This could happen within a day, this could happen within 5 days, this could take a week, but that would be like a pattern that it will follow. So understand where I'm coming from. So the pattern is more important, not the time frame. Okay, because as I said, look, I mean, you can see here so much traffic, and then all of a sudden we just broke out, and the moment we just did a power move, right? And currently we're going to come into this particular level and face this, we've been facing already, and that's where we need to cross above. And when we do, we need to go and create a higher high, right here, higher high, whatever, move up, confirm that this is now our new support, and then shoot up. As you can see, as soon as we come here, we've got this diagonal line that we're going to be facing some trouble, right? So this is just on a daily, guys, just so you understand. This is daily, and there's a lot more news on this one, by the way. There's a lot more stuff. So if you're here in the street, say hi, and I'll catch, just give me a nice little thumbs up. Also, what I did, guys, trying to help the channel and everything, so obviously trying to boost as many subscribers as possible. I'm just being transparent with you guys. I'm not going to hide anything here. I'm trying to grow the channel, so like, share, subscribe, right? And when you subscribe, you can actually comment as well on the stream. So please do come along. Hope you subscribe, and let me know what your thoughts are. If you have any questions or anything, I'm happy to answer them. So I've got no issues answering any questions anybody has here. I'll gladly answer all of them for you. Right, so let's move into the next part here. Right, so sorry, I just realized I didn't even have my cursor on. Now I've got my cursor on. I've been moving with the blue cursor thingy all this time, so now you can see my cursor as well. Okay, so let's move into the next part, right? So this is the dailies. This is what we would be calculating if we're bullish, if we're bearish, and where we could find our resistance, right? So that's all we're doing here. Now let's move into the next chart here, right? Which is the same chart but on a weekly. All right, the same chart on a weekly, and here we have some other extra metrics here. So we're using the stochastic RSI here, whereas we use the RSI in here, right? So we just use the RSI here, nothing too much. This is the relative strength indicator, and I used the MACD before just to kind of see what's going on. Also, actually, while I'm here, I might as well just show you this as well. So what I'm going to do, I hope you guys got a screenshot or something of this, and you're probably seeing this writing here, and I'll show you what this means, right? I'll show you what this means. Give me a second here. So this is just something I'm using an EMA MA moving average and exponential moving average indicator just to give me just as a note. I wanted to know what colors what is. So this is nothing too important, but it is a key to what we're about to show you, right? What I'm about to show you. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take all of this off, and all I'm focusing on is the green, red, yellow. Right, purple, green, red, yellow. That's all I want, right? So let's activate this, and then let's switch off the drawings, right? So now what I'm looking at is, remember I said I want green, red, yellow, right? So the green, this large green here, the red, and the yellow. Okay, that's all we're looking at. And just for the sake of this, let's go back again 1 second, because I just want to remember which color was what, right? That's all I'm trying to do here. So what we're trying to find out is, okay, so we know the yellow is the 200-day moving average. So we can see currently we're below the 200-day moving average. The red is a 100-day moving average, and that's exactly where we actually face the current resistance, right? We can see the green, which was the 50-day moving average. We smashed right through this, right? We've also got this is a 12-day moving average. We also smashed through that, and the 21-day we've kind of smashed through that. Where's the 21-day? Let me have a look. 21-day purple. Yep, we smashed right through that. In fact, 21 and 50 just had a crossover. So let's take the drawing off. Let's have a look. Right, 21 and 50. This is the point. They just kind of meeting each other. I don't know if you can see this, right? So make this larger. So this is the 21 and 50. 2150. Green, we smashed through, as you can see. So we're currently just below this 100-day moving average. If you can see this 100-day moving average. I'm not using the EMA, I'm just using the simple moving average here, right? So this is what we got. Okay, this 40,000. If I switch the drawings on, you can see pretty much bang on the line. Remember, and this line is also something that's on a Fibonacci, right? It's a Fibonacci line, right? So this is where the 100-day and everything. So this is the point we need to break. If we break this, this is bullish. This is like, you know, you smash through the 50-day, you smash through the 25 days, complete reversal of the market, and we could see a nice little flipping in, and then to the point where this could. So we can have this particular area come in here. Obviously, there's a lot of traffic here. Let me just take this away. So what I'm saying is this particular area coming here, where we could have our golden cross, where these indicators, the 200-day comes back below, because we want the 200-day to stay as low as possible. Every other line, so 200, 100, and in order, basically. That's what we want, right? So that's what's going to happen. Just thought I'll show you this one. I've got a similar thing on the other chart, and I'm going to move into that one right now. If you're new to the channel, guys, like, share, subscribe. This is the channel where we show you how to actually work the charts, right? Okay, so here what I've done is I've put this is on a weekly, so we're not tracking the daily stuff, so we don't need as many lines. So as you can see, I did the same thing. I put a line here, I put a line here. I'm just connecting the dots. That's all I'm doing, connecting the dots. And we can see we had this downward trend line here, and we finally broke out. So this is where we broke out. So last week alone, the whole week was a breakout point for us, right? And currently we're above this particular level here, so this would have been a resistance, and we broke above, which is fantastic, right? But on a weekly, we need to also now figure out where would our new resistance level would be. Someone's just doing some crackers or something, fireworks. What an idiot. Right, so we can see our new resistance level is the, I hope they stop. Complete idiots, complete idiots. Anyway, so what I'm trying to say here, guys, so you can see, insane. So what we're saying here is we're going to find some here, according to this, right? On the weekly, we would see 46,000 level. We're going to have a bit of an issue. We're going to have a bounce back to 38, according to this, if we did have one. And then we could see the 50k. So what this is telling us is we could expect this bounce up and down for another 2 weeks, right? So, you know, it's saying better. And actually, I agree with this. This is going to be a lot more better, right? If we did see this particular level where we have a $46,000 level, you know, this particular week, so we complete it by next Sunday, we complete the $46,000. And then next week we target the $50,000, and then the following week we target the $54,000, and so on and so forth, right? So what we're trying to do is basically prolong this as long as possible rather than going parabolic, you know? So this is a lot more healthier in that sense. And then obviously now we're off to the races, and as you can see, if we do go off to the races, the Fibonacci 1618 would be the $77,995, right? So if we do follow the Fibonacci's, that's what it's going to be. And so far, the only other point I can see a rejection. So if we were to see a rejection, we are going to see one around here, because this would be our resistance line now. So the resistance would be at the $58,000. So pretty much both of them are giving slightly different data, but roughly the similar kind of stuff. They're trying to say, okay, these are zones where you're going to find some traffic. You're going to find some heavy traffic. Okay, these are the zones where you're going to find some traffic. So just be prepared. And then this is on a weekly, what we could expect. So over the 7 days in a week, that's what we could expect, right? So that's what this is. And you can do the same thing on pretty much every chart. So if you follow what I just showed you just in the beginning, you can rewind as well. You can see, you can follow this pretty much on every single chart. And it will give you a pattern, and you can play on the pattern. And then if we're moving upwards, for example, you can use that data. So you don't have to use this area. You can use this previous data here and say, well, if we are going up, how high are we going to go? And you can see that here. You know, for example, if you want to use even more data and say, okay, I want to see even further in time, I want to see how far back in the future we can go and what the prices would be, well, you can use this, and you can see that basically it tells you that based on where we are and based on currently where we are, sorry, the low we had and where the high was, you can see that we can expect a $5,674 Ethereum. And you change the targets as we move up. You keep on changing the targets. So I hope this kind of makes sense, and you kind of understand what's going on. So This is how we do it. If we wanted to find the low, for example, all we do, you take the low point and find the nearest higher point and just say this is where it is, and that could be the low, right? So that's how we predict these kind of things. And also, you can see some of the times these lines will actually match with these areas as well. So just the easy way of doing things, you know, just use a few basic lines. Everything's on a line. We're not using candles. We don't want to know anything. Just move forward. So I've got plenty of other stuff here, but I want to, before I move into those things, I want to quickly show you. So remember a few days ago, I talked about these boxes. So those of my regular viewers would know about this, right? We talked about these boxes and I drew this and I said, guys, you see these blue boxes? These are the heavy traffic zones, heavy traffic zones, heavy traffic zones. And these secondary boxes, these secondary orangish boxes are low traffic zone. You can see that the other day, a few days ago actually, this happened. So this is 3 or 4, so this is today, yesterday, day before yesterday, and 4 days ago, we found resistance here. And then we broke out. And as soon as we broke out, we just kept on going up. And this, because it was low resistance, we went up, and this is low resistance here as well, and we're about to enter a heavy resistance area again. The $4,700, as you can see here, still comes into basically play, and it's been there for a few days. So even before showing you this chart or anything like that, oh, there's a lot of stuff here, before showing you this chart or drawing any of this stuff, and like the video I made yesterday, and I showed you the thumbnail from yesterday as well. That thumbnail was made like in midnight, and we just went to those targets. This was drawn a few days back, and I mentioned how these are low traffic zone areas. It's going to be very easy to go. And also I've mentioned in a lot of videos, I said this looks bad to most people. Oh my god, we're in a downward trend. But actually it looks very good, because that means if we were to go back up here, we would have the highest amount of resistance. The further in, the more we continue downward, our resistance becomes less. Right, so we have very little resistance here. The only resistance, 2 other resistance we can see is around these zones here. After that, actually, we don't really have much resistance. So you can see this as well, kind of illustrated here, and you can see where we are right now. And I believe tonight we can actually smash through this, because if you look carefully and closely, right, and if I try and zoom you in, we are just below this red box here, this blue box here, just below this. This would be our heavy area here, heavy traffic zone. Right, and obviously anything blank is just no traffic there at all, so clearly just smashed right through. So this is what you have to understand, guys. And also I'll show you one other chart just to show you. You know, we talked about this chart. This is a chart we've been building for some time now, and I did leave a Fibonacci there. You may have seen it in the previous video, and you can see we just smashed through the 1618. So next thing I'm going to do is, once this candle is closed, on a daily candle is closed, I will adjust this Fibonacci, and you can see again we already drew these boxes time back. This is not something new. If you follow this channel, go and look at the videos. You may have seen this chart. The only thing new is this is something where I put today. I was talking to someone and I actually wrote this. Other than that, guys, everything here is exactly as it was, right? On any previous video, you can go and see the Fibonacci's, the lines, the drawings, everything is there. We've been predicting this for a very long time. This is a pattern, and as you can see, this is our longer trend line. And as soon as we smash through this, we don't really have much traffic here, very little, but this is what we've been saying all along, right? And these are the patterns we had, and you can see how we respected these lines, how we broke out of these lines every single time. So that's all I wanted to show you here. Now, let's go into the subject on hand, right? Another thing somebody was recently talking about, they actually sent me a message about United Kingdom doing something called the Bitcoin. Well, a lot of the people don't know that there's not only one country working on the CBDC. There's a lot of countries working on the CBDC. And just to show you, so what I did was I actually got a list, right? List of where all the countries are. So there are 83 countries currently, 83 countries, right, who are actually working on the CBDC. All right, 83 countries, and you can see who has launched. So there are 5 countries who have launched, right? And you can see this is one of those countries which is launched, the Bahamas. They have already launched. We can see that, right? In fact, some of those countries and regions are actually in the same place, so we can see which company they use, what kind of technology. So when it's hybrid, it means it's part of cryptocurrency and traditional finance market. So that's what they're using, a hybrid technology here, right, to do this, right? Where is this? So you can see here, there's a smaller cluster here, the Kitts and Nevis Island, right? They've done it. Here's another one, and you can see which kind of infrastructure and technology they're using, even which company's done it for them. You can see all of this, right? So this is which is Antigua. We can see Barbados. Is that Barbados? No, Barbuda. All right, here's Saint Lucia. Okay, we can see Saint Lucia and Grenada. So we can see here they have actually used the same technology. So all of these 5 countries in the pink zone have used the same technology. That's what we can see, right? And you know, I can go through the list, but here, for example, pilot, right? So they launch, these are pilots already. So for example, China, massive passive pilot going on right now, and you can see what they're using. For example, South Korea, they're using Ethereum. South Korea is using Ethereum. They're using hybrid technology, but they're using Ethereum. You can see that blatantly, right? So we can see what they're using, whatnot on this particular thing, and you can see 5 countries launched, 14 countries piloted, 16 countries developing, and where is it? 32 countries are on research, all right? 10 countries inactive, 2 countries cancelled. 2 countries cancelled, okay, and 4 is other. God knows what other is, right? Even if we were to look at this particular zone and move into some of these areas, give me a second. Let me see. Right, so if we were to come here, you can see United Kingdom, right? CBDC status, research, purpose, both. Right, so what that means is they're doing it for research, but at the same time they're going to use it for everything, right? It's already there and they've been working on it for time. There's more data I could show you, but there's actually a lot more. One of the reasons why I wanted to show you this as well. So if you actually look at this chart, so I want you to picture this chart or take a screenshot of this chart, right? Look at all the colors and everything. So remember, these white colors means nothing. These white colors means nothing. White color means nothing, okay? And look at the rest of the world. This is what you see. Now I want to show you one of the chart related to cryptocurrencies. So this, what you're seeing here, every single data point for every single country that's involved in actually doing something, you can see Russia, development, you can see involved, right? Now let me show you something that freaks everybody else out when I show them this. And this is cryptocurrency. You know what the green stands for? Legal. Illegal, restricted, illegal, unknown. So what do you see here? For example, this red zone here, it's illegal. What do we see in this particular red area? Right, these areas here, did you see? Right, they are, you know, they cancelled. Sorry, not here. 1 second, let me just show you this. This is quite good. Let me show you this. Hold on. Peru, Bolivia. Well, Bolivia is kind of close to that. I wanted to show you. I think it's just here, but it's not showing up on this particular chart properly. Just around here, right? It's illegal. Dead zone, illegal. Right. So let's go back here. Let's show you, for example, Algeria, illegal. Right? Algeria is illegal. Where's Algeria? Algeria is here. Sorry, trying to show you. Not Egypt, guys. Get off there. This, look, there's nothing there. So of course it's going to be legal. These guys are like living in the Stone Ages, right? So when you look at this, you can actually see which countries are using it and which countries are not. And these dead zones, there's nothing there, right? And these dark green zones here, you can see there's almost nothing there, right? This is what's going on in these particular areas, you know? Because I was looking at this, I was like, okay, pretty much it's legal everywhere. Look at UK, everything, cryptocurrency is not an issue. Cryptocurrency is not an issue, apart from those colored ones, right, where it's unknown, because obviously these are like Sahara Desert or whatever. I don't know what it is in there, but you've got illegal here and restricted here, right? So these are restricted zone. China, restricted. Well, obviously China is restricted because China is doing its own thing. So you see what I'm trying to say? These colors, you know, kind of correlate with each other. So we're looking at the CBDC, right, and we're also looking at the cryptocurrency, and we're seeing where is cryptocurrency legal. And you can see the same thing reflected over there and who's doing the CBDC. So the people who are mostly against it have already launched this cryptocurrency, launched their own version of the digital currency. Okay. Next thing I wanted to show you was something fascinating, actually, something very, very fascinating. So I was reading the World Economic Forum paper, Davos, right? I was looking at that. and what I saw was kind of insane, right? So I showed you this yesterday's video. I said I wanted to see what's going on. So all of these people are the members of the World Economic Forum, right? Co-founder, vice chairman of Brit Inc. Don't know where that is, right? Dubai Blockchain Center, Uniswap, for example, Banco Network, Tezos Network, Open Money Initiative, and plenty more. You can see all of these guys. These are all members in plenty of stuff. Even the head of crypto in Visa is here as well, right? Anderson Horowitz, this is a company, right? So you can see all of these things. Many companies here. But what we were looking at is these guys came together and they wrote a very specific, so global, this is the World Economic Forum, you can just type it, the Global Future Council on Cryptocurrency. So they formed a council or whatever they formed, right? And what we're looking here is a guide to getting started. Now, this guide is not for you and me, by the way. This guide is not for you and me. This is not for Tom, Dick and Harry. This guide was actually made for the institutions. So I hope you understand that this guide was made for the institutions. So when you go in there, you get to see some really crazy stuff. And I talked about something to a group today and I said, look, some of these coins mentioned, they have a massive future. And I want to show you what I'm trying to say here. So these, right, let's read throughput scalability, right? So this is section, page 16, right? So I'm reading the PDF here. Throughput and scalability. So these are the companies they're talking about, and I'll show you some other stuff here as well. There's a lot more data going on here. So let me just quickly adjust myself here a little bit. Right, so there's more data going on here. I want to show you. So for example, these are the ones that they are pumping through the World Economic Forum to the institutions. They're pumping Algorand, they're pumping Cardano, right? And, you can just read what they're writing about them. They're pumping CELO. They're pumping XRP, obviously, but not XRP, the XRP ledger. They're pumping XRPL, the XRP ledger, the blockchain, not the XRP. So understand where I'm going from. They're pumping the blockchain here. Solana, now surprise, Solana's just made it there. Solana's made it there. That's kind of interesting, right? When you get to see Solana there, and obviously the old the competition. I mean, when you got XRP and Stellar, you might as well throw this one away and just keep this one, right? So you got Stellar there. Now, why are they important to me when I was looking at all of this, right? So why are these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? I would say 5. There's 6 there, but you know me, I'm not a big bull on this one because of the manipulation the founders have. There are plenty of XRP armies out there. Listen, I'm not going to fight about it. I'm not going to talk about all of this stuff. But what we can see is these are definitely playing in the regulatory system, right? And each one has its own perks and whatnot, right? But all of this takes me back to another place. So when I kept on looking at this, so I'm looking at 3 different websites. So once I go back to the CBDC one, and I started hovering, and I said, okay, let me hover. What do I see? Well, guess what I see? This is the Marshall Islands using Algorand. This is Algorand. So what we're seeing is some of these projects are using Ethereum. Some of these projects are using Algo. Some of these projects are probably using Cardano. We know some of the countries, like for example in Ethiopia, this one here, CBDC research, not here, where is it? It's not even showing up, right? But around these areas here, where is it? Does it even show up? No, it doesn't. So we know around Ethiopia, I believe it's around here, isn't it? No, Arab Emirates. I know, Egypt. So Ethiopia is around here somewhere. I can't remember exactly on the top of my head, but it's around here somewhere. That's where Cardano's working. This is exactly where Cardano's working. Hey bro, what's up? No bro, no worries bro. I'm just doing my thing, bro. I'm just doing my thing. I don't care who's watching, who's not, bro. I'm just doing my thing. You know me. But there's a lot of information here. Anyway, so when we're looking at these CBDC stuff, right? We can see what's going on. So for example, we can see 81 countries, and this is 83 now, but this was written slightly before. So 81 countries representing over 90% of global GDP are now exploring the CBDC in the original report published in May 2020, right? And only 35 countries were considering CBDC at that time. This is insane, right? Now you can see all of this key information here, what's going on. So we can see Algorand is being used. So when I look at all of this data here, when I'm looking at this data and I'm seeing, hold on, Algorand is being used. That means Cardano is also being used, and Cardano has spoken about it where they're trying to solve it with the Ethiopian government. They have partnerships. Well, CELO's also doing it, and we know CELO's been around for a little while, since I believe last year, 2020. Solana's the new kid on the block, but Solana's really taken off. You know, and I've talked about Solana, how bullish I am on Solana, and how it's like the, you know, if anybody's missed an Ethereum at $1, well, that was the one to buy, basically, you know. So this is what it is. Stellar, it can do 1,000 operations per ledger. 1,000 operations, but that's nothing. Do you know the king of all of these with the transaction throughput is actually Solana? They didn't even talk about it, how many transactions Solana could do, and you can obviously go to solana.com and see that for yourself. I mean, there's some insane data. These guys are matching, if not faster than Visa, you know. So that's insane stuff, right? So when I was looking at all of this, I said, you know what? I'm going to take every one of these coins, apart from the one I hate, and I'm being honest with you, because I can't trade XRP Ledger. I'll be sorry. I'm sorry to say this to you. XRP Ledger, you can't buy anywhere. So I don't even know why it's even here. I can't buy XRP Ledger. This is for the banks and institutions. This is not for public. XRP, the coin, is for public, not XRPL, which is Ripple. So sadly, this I can't trade, so I can't really bring a chart out for this one, so I don't even bother with it. But I want to show you what I'm seeing, and let's move off with Ethereum and everything, and I'll talk about it a little bit. No, actually, Cardano. So yesterday video, I talked about how Cardano was about to do a breakout, and it did a breakout. Right? It did a breakout, and I think some of these things behind the scenes, right, are still impacting, like, you know, positively. For example, Charles Hoskinson, he talked about how recently, so one of the new things he talked about was how the code base they use is now interoperable with Java. You can actually start using it with Java. I mean, that's the most common internet language. So somebody who works on Java can actually now start writing in their code or create stuff on Cardano. That's insane news. That opens up the doors for everybody. That means pretty much 99% of the globe, you know, global developers, they can start building stuff, building projects on this. This is insane news. And this is nothing. So my reply to someone when they sent me something today earlier on was like, well, now this is what I'm going to say. If you are going to think about Cardano, well, you want to be buying some and stashing the keys somewhere, putting on a cold storage and just throwing the keys away or whatever. But you want to hodl this now. This is now about to explode. So let me put it this way. It's going to be insane what I'm about to say right now. Imagine this, right? You had an opportunity to bet on a payment system that by the year 2030, 2040, whatever, right? Just, we're making an assumption here. This is just a hypothesis, right? By 2030 is going to be the global payment system. But you had the option between 6 of these to choose from, right? Let me zoom out of this. Let me zoom out of this so you can see all of it together. So you had the option, right? You have the option to buy to invest today. You had the option to invest in all of these 6, for example. I'm not gonna, okay, even though you can't invest in this one, but as a retail, you had the option to invest in this, readily available on exchanges. You were given a chance to bet on one of them or all of them. What would you do? You know, one of them is going to be a payment system, right? You know, some of them are going to be used in different regions. You're getting the information. You know, this one's in Ethiopia. You know, this one's in Saint whatever place it was in, right? You know, this one's already being used by 200 of the top banks. Ripple, not XRP, Ripple is being used by the 200 top banks. You know, this one's the new kid on the block, which wants to do everything by mobile phones. I don't know how safe they're going to make it, but you know what? It's a good technology. It's a good idea. There's one there. This is the new kid on the block, the new Ethereum, literally. This isn't like, you know, technically, no one even calls it that. They don't call them themselves, but they're like the Ethereum killer. You know, high throughput, right? Fast transactions, right? Cheap. They're kind of not that cheap, but they're still cheap. And they didn't build something on top of Ethereum 2.0 or Ethereum, right? They built their own blockchain with all the functions in it. These are all independent blockchains. Blockchain. So if you're going to be investing in something, why wouldn't you invest in one of these and, you know, just wait on it? I could see, for me, it's like it's an opportunity to invest in one of these global payment systems. That's what I'm seeing. It's a global payment system. So this is one of the reasons why. I mean, somebody asked me, "This like, oh, bro, is Cardano going to pump anymore?" I'm like, well, now, maybe not now. Maybe it's right now for it to do a massive pump, right? Cardano's sitting at what? Currently sitting at Cardano, $1.36. Total value currently, or is it, what's it? $43 billion. So if Cardano goes to $10, right, we might end up seeing a $430 billion, right? Which is not bad. It's doable. That's doable, right? What if it goes to $100? Well, then you're looking at $4.3 trillion. Is that doable? Maybe in 10 years' time. Maybe in 10 years' time. But if you're looking at those numbers, then why don't you look at this number here today? That's all I'm going to say. If you're looking at, oh, can it hit $100 and you want to bet on it? Well, this is a good price. No financial advice here. I don't give you financial advice, but this is a good price. But then the vision of Cardano being something successful was down here. I'm not even going to go into this bottom levels, guys, because you know what? Most people probably never got it on the bottom. I'm just going to give you this price here. I'm going to say this was the price to enter. Anything below this particular level was a bonus for you, right? This was the level to enter. It was a bonus. Just for the sake of it, okay, fine. You didn't have that much luck. You were the guy who entered here. You were the guy who entered in this particular price, not at this price. So you were hodling all this time because you were at loss. Well, now you're in profit. But even then, I would still hodl because the vision is not over. If you look carefully at any of the Cardano papers or anything, they've never ever hyped up this coin. Never. They've always maintained that they are still working. It's an educational project where they're basically studying, they're developing, it's still under development. This has potential, so that's all I'm going to say. I mean, somebody asked me like, oh, is it too late? No, it's not too late. Of course, we might see a dip, like this was a dip, but then a lot of people start looking at this and say, oh my god, one second, sorry, they look at this and they start moaning about how basically it dipped from here to here, and they're like, oh, you know what, we lost 54%. Did you? Well, actually, let's go back to when the bull run started. I'm not even going to go back to when I bought it. I'm just going to go to the bull run. The bull run started here, and let's see how far we went. Okay, let's do this. Boom, to this. You did a 3,000% increase. 3,000%. And you're moaning about a 50% drop here? 50% drop from what? You see what I mean? So this is the whole thing. It's sometimes just really, really annoying. It's like, guys, you just don't understand. This went from pennies to here, 6 cents. It was around 6 cents here. 6 cents, I remember 6 cents around here. It went all the way up down here. You were not excited here, but you got really excited here and you entered. And I actually said something like this to someone else today as well. Someone was mentioning something. I said the same thing. I said, I don't understand why people get excited when they're here. Seriously, what's there to be excited about? I was afraid when we were at 65k. I'm more excited now we're here. I'm more excited when I was here. You know what I mean? After this was this, and this is where you'd be excited. So whenever you see a situation, like for example, if I was here, I didn't enter, and I saw it go up, I'm not going to be excited. But when I saw this happen, which is lower than this, I'm excited. This is when people should be excited. But again, people always make the wrong decision, right? Make the wrong decision. So yeah, I mean, it's a bit insane, but there's nothing else to say. But guys, as you can see, for me, I feel, and this is no financial advice to anybody, right now, looking at the data, looking at what's being pumped to all the institutions and all the big boys, all the private investments. In fact, talking about private investment, there's a company called, the exchange called FTX. Have a look at this, FTX. Let's see if I can find it. FTX, this one here, FTX, had $900 million, right, of fiat money invested into it. This is a crypto project. $900 million raised. $900 million. Do you understand what that means? It's not about the tokenomics. Forget, this is a different value. This is cash being pumped into this. Cash. And some of these other projects, they also have the same thing. Cash being pumped into them. They're not just valued in crypto. And this is majority of it. If you look carefully, how many coins there are, right, in circulation. So how many coins there will ever be when you look at this, and how many in circulation, right? So you can see here our total supply, right? This is a total supply right now, and this is max supply that ever could be. When you go back to, where is it? Let me get that for you. when you go back to FTX, for example, right? This is the total supply that could ever be, and this is how many there is at this present moment. Slightly over. I'm not sure how this works. Like, you got 339, you got 345. I don't know what's happened. Maybe there's some residue left over from when they did the sale or something, but that's what it is, right? That's what it is. So end of the day, this coin, you can see, is fully distributed. Technically, it's fully distributed, fully distributed, right? There is none. Whatever you see on the market is what's there. There's no excess. There's no excess. And these are beautiful. Same with Cardano. Beautiful stuff when you look at this stuff, right? So yeah, I mean, Cardano, in my opinion, is technically in a good buy. I told yesterday everybody else to just pick it up here, let the pump happen, and then just sell it on the top, right? If you want to, and you can make a nice little decent amount of money. There are one or two guys who have actually done this, right? Solana, look at this. Solana hasn't even broken the trend yet. Solana's getting ready. Solana's getting ready, but it's not finished yet. And again, if you were to use the patterns that I just showed you, you can use these arrows here, and you can say, well, that's the predictive model. We can see, and then we might smash through. You can use this, and remember, this is not based on days. This can happen in an hour. This can happen in a few hours, in a few days. But this is a kind of a pattern that we will follow. And even if today, for example, all of a sudden they went bullish, Solana decided to break out, it will do this, and it has to confirm this line in order for it to continue. So I hope this kind of makes sense, right? This is what it is. You just, very basic, very simple, just up and down. That's all we need, right? Algorand, look at it. This is the trend line, right? I couldn't even put a trend line, so I just thought, I'll put two different trend lines. I'll put one here, one here. But ultimately, it's in a wedge. And a wedge always breaks out, right? So we know this is getting ready to break out. So if someone bought it here, we're going to have a breakout. We're going to come and bounce here. We're going to see this particular thing here. When it breaks out, it's going to shoot, and it's going to come all the way down here. That's what it's going to do. It's going to come and shoot here. So please do understand, some of these things, like these are definitely in a good buy zone. I mean, look at CeeLo. CeeLo. This is crazy. I was looking at it. It's crazy. There's been a divergence on CeeLo. And also, if you look carefully, this is a proper double bottom, or a W pattern. The ones we talk about, the lovely W's that we get. Where is it? What am I doing here? Let me delete that. Let's get this right. These are proper W patterns that we get. Lovely W patterns. And the W pattern is always, as soon as we go above this neckline here, it will pump harder. So this is definitely getting ready to break out. I wouldn't use this as a breakout, because obviously there's a lot more data around here that we can see. So, when we look at this, you can see that we're pretty much, if you look carefully, I'll show you. If you put a line here, you can see that this level here would be the support here, the resistance here, and we're currently on the resistance, which means at any second now we are going to smash through. Then we're going to face whatever we're going to face, right? So that's what's happening right now. We're coming there. All right, XLM broke out. We talked about it. It broke out. So now it's on an upward trend. Now it's targeting and saying, right, I want to go to that $1. It's calling for that $1, and as you can see, this $1 would be the new all-time high, because the previous new all-time high was around here. Technically it's not the all-time high. It's had a high before, actually pumped higher before, right? But if we did this 1618, that would now be the official new all-time high, if that makes any sense to you. So this particular time, you could easily go into that level. Okay, Rune, I talked about it the other day. I said, look, Rune dumping is a good opportunity to buy. And we talked about a pattern, Rune, bounce. And you can see it's pretty much doing this. It's getting ready to break out. If it does, then it's going to shoot straight up. We're getting ready to break out. We're getting ready to basically come to this level, come and do this, and then probably come back down here somewhere, and then shoot back up again. We're getting ready for this. This is the pattern that we're seeing. We're getting ready for this pattern, right? It's a matter of when, not if. And this was a perfect opportunity. Remember, I told you, Rune, the coin, didn't have a problem. Rune, the what do you call this? The exchange, right? Rune's exchange, or the swap protocol, had the problem. And currently, this is beautiful. Look at this. It's facing trouble on the 1.2 Fibonacci. That's all it is. It just bounced, came here, confirmed that this is the bottom, went back up again, shot up, and now it's facing resistance here. As soon as it breaks resistance, there's not really much room, because remember the downward trend line here now, we don't have any resistance here. This is, nothing here. This could easily shoot up. There's not much resistance here, just that one resistance here, and it could shoot up. So that's what this one's going to do. I had to add this one on. Terra Luna, while the whole market was kind of playing up and down, And this is nothing to do with thing. If you can go back to the BTC and you can see, while the whole market was doing this, Terra Luna secretly was doing this, was moving up, right? So it's a good buy, good opportunity, and this would have been the lowest, and right now these are good buys. So you know, if someone picks it up, just wait for it. Around this particular area here, we will see some trouble. So around the $15.67 level, we will see some trouble, as you can see here, from that to about $18 approximately. So we are going to see some trouble around there. But other than that, we should be all right. We should be all right, you know. But we are going to face some resistance on these fibs, right? But fibs right now, I don't really see much traffic here, because as you can see here, there wasn't really much traffic here. If you can see, there wasn't really much, right? The only one location I can see, so for example, if I zoomed in and go into this specific point here, bam, and put one there, that we had a bit of a support here and a bit of a resistance here, but that's just so tiny, it's insignificant. There's really not much data to suggest that anything's going to really happen here. It just shoot through. It would just break through, right? The other one I wanted to point out was TLM. So this is what happened on TLM. So TLM launches, everyone's all hyped up, and then TLM dumps. So a lot of people kind of hodling, oh, it's gone down, it's gone down, it's gone down. But remember the same rule. When I come down here, I get excited. When I see it's going down, I get excited. But when I got excited, I said, oh, okay, this looks good. The reason I looked at that, and you know, TLM is an Alien Worlds, right? It's a game. Now, all of these game ones like Axie Infinity, I mean, oh my god, unbelievable. Axie Infinity, right? Where is Axie Infinity? Let's see if we can even find it. Axie Infinity. Axie Infinity. Okay, today we got a dump. Oh, I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. Here's the dump. Here's the dump. So remember what I talked about. So we talked about this, right? This is insane, right? So we talked about this. Me and somebody else, we talked about this because the bro was like going to buy, and I said, no, hold on, because we haven't had the launch dump. This looked like a launch dump. This wasn't. This is just small hands. I said to him, I said, we're going to see a pump and then a massive dump. We haven't seen that massive dump. We should have seen a massive wick down, right? We didn't see that, you know. So now that we're here, we can see this dump is happening right now. This dumping is happening right now. So this has been a massive dump, right? Really, really, really good. So this would be a good opportunity because you need to buy it on a retracement. You can't just buy it anywhere, you know. You got to buy it on a retracement. So I knew that a company like TLM is a game, right? It's going to perform, right? These are paid, I think, play to win. So you play and they give you free cryptos or whatever, right? NFT or whatever. But that's what you get here, and they're going to be successful because people get to get themselves some NFTs or whatnot, right? Obviously they might spend some Ethereum or whatnot, but the point is they are going to be successful, and the younger generation are going to love it, right? Obviously gameplay and everything are not the greatest yet, but you know what, it will take time, but it will get there, and they'll catch on. Problem with TLM was it launched on the hype. So when BTC started dumping, well, guess what? TLM also started dumping. Until BTC started to pump, then TLM also pumped, right? So now I'm talking about TLM, and you're probably asking me, well, hold on, you keep on talking about TLM, right? So what's TLM doing right now? Is TLM actually doing any good? Well, we can have a look and see what's TLM doing compared to Axie Infinity. TLM is doing minus 18%. Happy days on a 24 hours. So these game coins just got dumped, right? But that's not the point. The point here is, guys, is game coins will always perform quite well, right? Actually, it wasn't that bad. So this dump is coming from everywhere. I think that's because a lot of people are just jumping onto BTC and whatnot, right? So you can see this is pump, right? And it's kind of following, and I see a lot here, and I think just holding on to some of them, I mean, just a few dollars worth is enough, right? A few dollars worth. I always tell people, you know, some of these very high risk assets, which you don't know if they're going to succeed or not, $100 maximum, you know, or what you can afford to lose, right? So just leave them there and just forget about it, right? So that's TLM, right? Now I want to take you to something that I've been mentioning to people, and I said, anybody who's missed Cardano at 3 cents, 6 cents, at 10 cents, you know, you got a chance now to go back. I'm in and out, ATM, family keeps giving me evils. I'm going to stop and not spoil it and watch it when I go home. No worries, bro. You carry on, bro. You carry on. Give some evil back to your family. Love evil, yeah? Evil love. So what was I saying? This is the coin I want to talk about, right? This is the coin. This is AMP. This is AMP. And I found a very long chart on Poloniex, right? This is AMP. And this is AMP. AMP. Today 26%. Yesterday it did a lot more actually. But again, it's calculating the total 24 hours. That's all it's doing. And this is AMP. Right? This is AMP. It's just insane what it's been doing. So AMP, remember when I a few weeks back when AMP was around here somewhere, I forgot, I can't remember where it was. We picked it up, right? And I think we did like almost like 150%, sorry, 150% pump on it. And a lot of people took their initials out and some profits, left some remaining. And then now currently we've come back. So we were down here somewhere. I remember we were down here. I can't remember the price. I think the price was around here somewhere. Yeah, it was around here. There we go. We were around here. I remember we were around here, 3 or 4 cents here, right? So this is where we picked it up. We pumped hard. Most people, I mean, some people even got it up to the top, but some of us, we left around here, all right? After we did like 150, 200%, right? We did that. And then basically it dumped. We were holding on to the profits, not actually the initial. So 0 investment. And then basically, again, we had a pump. And on this particular pump, yesterday, I believe it was last night, yeah, we kind of cleaned out some of it, and now we're waiting to see how far it dumps so we can pick up some more. So we've made the difference from here to here, and then we've made the difference from here to here. Currently, I think we're about 200% up, so that's just pure profits, right? And we're going to reinvest the profits, nothing else. So our initial investment's out. But this is one of those coins, like it's doing something, it's doing some great stuff. And also, if you look at the growth curve, it's very good. And I'll show you this on the main chart, right? So I'm just going to zoom into this just to show you. So this is on a 4 hourly. Let me just zoom in to show you. This is the growth curve. I mean, you look at this growth curve, you see this pattern. It's just beautiful. It's just beautiful. And I'll show you right from the start. So this is AMP. This is AMP at 0.0008 cents a coin. And if we take this trend line and put it to, you know, just follow through these bottoms, right? That's what we did, right? And we get this pattern here. And what we see here is, and again, you might see hundreds of Fibonacci's here. This is so hilarious, right? So I put fibs because of what it was doing. So the fib here, this particular fib respected that fib, right? Then the next fib respected this fib, right? The next fib, also on the way down, respected the fib. It kept on respecting. This has been playing a Fibonacci. So based on where we are today, right? I believe I put it down here somewhere. So based on where the top was, you see this top here, right? So what I'm seeing, and there's a reason why this top looks like this, but guys, by the way, because I had it on this thing. So you know, when I use this, so I actually saw the top here, so I can see now the top wasn't there, the top was somewhere else. But that doesn't matter, right? A few pennies here and there ain't gonna kill us, right? But the point is, so this particular Fibonacci 1 is actually this point here, and the bottom of the Fibonacci is actually the low point here. That's all I've counted. And what it's predicting is we could actually have a 17 cents of a AMP. 17 cents, guys. That's like what, 4x 5x from the original buy we ever had. The first time we ever bought somewhere around here, the first time we bought somewhere, I remember it was somewhere around here, some ridiculous money here. So that's what we're seeing. It's like, okay, I've taken my money out now with my profits. I've done a 200x already, and I'm about to make that from just by holding it. You know, I'm about to make another 200-300x, 200%. I might as well, I'll take that all day long. You know, I'll take that all day long. So that's what AMP is going to do. But AMP, because of what they're doing, as I said, the technology and what they're trying to achieve, right? And a lot of the time, you know what, guys, you can just go to CoinMarketCap and read what they're trying to do. So it says here, what is AMP? Digital collateral token instant verification assurance for kind of value transfer. So any kind, remember, any. That means you want to move gold, or you can use AMP. You want to move a house, you can use AMP. You want to move, move some money, or you can use AMP. Pretty much any asset can be collateralized on this. You know, so that's what I was looking at. These are some really good metrics to look at, basically. Also, when I started searching all the coins, I did come here, for example, CeeLo. I just come here, just type it. I said, okay, some of these coins I don't really have. And by the way, this one, when it launched, I did get some, so I do have some. So just disclosure, I do have some. It launched, it was a little bit cheaper then. But one thing I noticed, right, this is kind of flatline. So it's not, even though you see these high and lows, It's pretty much stuck within this range since its launch. I remember its launch. Since its launch, it's been pretty much at that same price. I think it was about, for me, it was about £1 something. I forgot what it was. But it's pretty much held that price, you know, even during the pump. So it's more like it's acting like a stable currency. That's really bullish. This currency seems to be getting a lot of love, right? So this is what we're looking at. And if you look carefully, what is there? It's a blockchain ecosystem. What they're trying to do, it's all there, guys. It's all there, right? Long story short, I don't want to talk about it, but that's what it is, you know? So yeah, a lot of stuff going on. You know, also just for a bit of fun, I was looking at crypto bubbles and looking at the performance, and you can see the size of the bubble and the percentage, right? Who's been doing what, you know? So sometimes you got to look at this stuff and just have a look and say, right, who's been performing well? So at a glance, we can see, you know, for example, AMP today, 27 after 24 hours, by the way, 27 hollow, right? Hot, sorry, 24%. CHSB, actually Nexo, wow, okay, I bought some Nexo 2 days ago, so I'm 12% up, so I'm quite happy on that. CHSB, VET, 21%, happy days. 21% Link, 20%, 19%, happy days, you know what I mean, right? Dot, 12%, can't go wrong with these kind of stuff, right? Even SHIB did to 7%. I'm not going to talk about SHIB right now. We are going to move into SHIB at one point. BTT, 30%. What the hell is going on? Rune, 23%. You know, let's look at the volume and see what's going on. Oh my days. Oh my days. Look where all the volume is. From what I'm looking at, I'm seeing BUSD, massive volume. Ethereum, massive volume. ETC, volume. Doge got a massive volume. Matic, USDC. Axie Infinity, 2.4 billion in volume. BCH, Cardano, BNB, XRP, EOS, right? BTC. So number one is USDT. So that's how much USDT is being printed right now. The demand is high because they want to buy this BTC. They want to buy that Ethereum. They want to buy that Doge. They want to buy this. Obviously, I don't endorse Doge, but the point is, that's what they want to buy. The market's about to get a pump. 24-hour performance, right? We looked at that. Let's have a look at market cap. You know who's the king. You know who's the king, right? You can see the king. You can see everybody else. You can see the king. Right, volume. I mean, just look at this BTC, $47.99 billion volume compared to yesterday when we only had 19 billion. That's more than double the volume came back into the market. Ethereum was sitting at, I think it was about 15 billion. So that's more than double the volume. That's what we like to see. When we're looking at volume, we also want to see something like this, right? We want to go to the market cap and we want to see these numbers, $119 billion. That's what we want to see. We want to see $119 billion on a daily trading volume minimum. We want to see 200 billion, maybe even 300 billion, and we're going to move forward from there. Currently, we're looking at 1.55, 1.65 actually, so that's not bad. So in the last couple of hours, we had another 10 billion into the market, and that's what's pumped this all over. And actually, if you look carefully, BTC just did the $40,000 right now as we speak. Insane. We've got 1 minute left to close the candle, so let's jump into this and have a look at this on a minute candle. Take the drawings off and see exactly what it's doing. So it's getting rejected, and let's have a look at this and let's look at the candle. So it got a massive rejection on the minute candle, so let's have a look. We've got exactly 1 minute to do this. Wow. So last few minutes it's been trying to pump, but it got a dump. Basically it got a dump. So it's not exactly a dump. As you can see, the bulls are back. The bears just basically came in. And you know what this is? I'll tell you this. This is the honest truth. You're going to hear this. You're going to be shocked. So, you know, there's a lot of shorts sitting around these areas, right? A lot of shorts sitting around here. And actually, let me open up a shorts one. Let me open up. Leave all of this for now. Let me open up a shorts, right? Shorts. Let me open up the shorts so you can see what I'm trying to tell you here. All right, let's change this as well, right? So then you'll understand what I'm trying to say here. You see these shorts? You see these shorts? This is, right, let's see. Let's go in a good timetable. Let's see where we are. Let's go on. Yeah, let's go into this, right? So this has got, I mean, it doesn't look right because the shorts do play slightly different. But let's look at this hourly chart, right? So this was last hour. This is the new hour. All right, so look what's happening. So this is the new hour. This is the candle we just opened at 9 p.m. right, for us 9 p.m. So 1 minute ago we opened this, and this is the candle that basically where the shorts were getting liquidated. Shorts got liquidated, and what you're seeing here, the reflection, is the liquidation. So they're getting liquidated, but the bulls were not fast enough to buy up, and that's why it didn't look like a green candle. That's all it was. Shorts just got liquidated, and the bulls were not. Look, even more shorts are getting liquidated. These are not shorts winning, these are shorts getting liquidated. So we can quickly jump over to the shorts and see if they are getting liquidated. Yes, there you go, look, liquidated. You see, you're watching this live, guys. You're watching this live. This is insane, right? So this is what I'm trying to say. Sometimes you got to just look at the picture and say, okay, what's really happening on this chart? And what I'm trying to say here is these are shorts getting liquidated. Bulls are not fast enough to pick it up. We're obviously on a minute candle, as you can see. You know, on a 10, 15 minute, an hourly candle, it will look like a complete different data. But the point is, you can see exactly what's going on. So more shorts got liquidated. Bulls weren't fast enough to pick it up. Now the bulls are coming back, and the bulls are going to just push it back up again. Right, very simple, very easy to see, but that was awesome for us to see. We beat yesterday's high. So remember yesterday, so yesterday's daily, or not yesterday, actually it was today. It was today. The daily was actually today. So I have to do on a 4 hourly just to kind of show you. So this was the high we had, right? This was the high we had. Yeah, this was the high pump we had, and then this is the high we just made, right? And this is the candle we're on right now. So this was the high. We made this high of 40,500. We made this high by 8. So what was this? So in UK, yes, actually this would be 5 to 9 p.m. So this was the 9 p.m. candle, and this is the current candle, right? So this is the current candle which opened at 9 p.m. and is going to close at approximately 1 a.m. right? So yeah, I mean, brilliant. This is by the way, look how big the candle looks, but actually this candle is only 3 minutes old. 3 minutes old. So don't get confused when you see stuff like this. This is where the you know, a lot of bears are probably just getting liquidated. Oh yeah, look at that. You don't even. This is liquidation. Beautiful, beautiful liquidation. More wipeout. We can actually measure to see how much they got wiped out in the last 3 minutes. I'll tell you this, watch this, boom. So in the last 3 minutes, 107 Bitcoin got wiped out. So just do the maths, what's 107 Bitcoin worth? And you can actually see exactly how much got wiped out. Okay, it's very simple to see, just have a look. 107 Bitcoin got wiped out. So yeah, I feel kind of bad for these guys. I feel very bad for them. They just need to stop shorting and just, you know, just let it go. Just let it go, because they're not helping themselves. I feel so bad for them. I feel so bad, you know. So anyway, listen, bears, if you're going to lose, yeah, just send me your address. I'll send you a bunch of roses. You know, that's the best I could do for you, because what else are we going to do, right? Right now, you should be in hibernation. Just go back into your caves and just sit there. You know, wait for us to come to that top, right? Wait for us to come to that logarithmic top, right? The BTC Bitcoin log chart, right? So let's do this. Oh, sorry. Wait for that log, right? That's what you need. You want to wait for that log on a daily, right? Let's bring this, right? You want to wait for this. You know, the only time you should be bearish, is when we come to these levels here, right? When we re-enter these zones here, let me get rid of this. RSI, sorry. Yeah. When we come here, start being bearish. When we come here, start being bearish. That's where you should have your shorts open, not here. Right, not here, not anywhere around here. These are bull territories. You don't mess with the bulls around here, right? So this is my advice to any bears out there, that don't mess around with the bulls in these territories. Would you think you're going to drop us even below? It doesn't work like that. When you're here, yeah, bulls are afraid, right? This bears can take control. We'll give it to you. That's not an issue, right? But remember, we've got a long way to go. If you look carefully, if history is anything to indicate, you can see this is where the bears should be taking control. And we're not there. This bull market's not over. This bull market just took a breather. That's all it did. Just took a breather. It's coming back, and it's bound to go to these levels. And as the longer time we spend getting to this level, the higher the price gets. So you should be excited when the price is here. You should be excited when the price is here. You should be excited when the price is here. Don't get too excited when the price starts moving like a parabolic move up to the top. We want these prices here. You know, right now, a lot of people are being questioned. It's like, okay, a lot of boards and a lot of institutions are talking about this, right? They're being asked, what's the risk of us going down? Do you know what they're saying? The answer they have is we're going to buy more. If it goes down even further, we're going to buy more. But so far, this line, brilliant. If you look carefully, perfectly respected on this Fibonacci line, this log chart, right now facing resistance on this particular level, right? And everything will change very, very soon, right? Also, actually, I want to show you another one as well. Give me a second. Let's see if this works on this chart. I had to put it on. This is the one that we talk about where you sell your house. Where you sell your house. We're not in that zone. Funnily, look, this particular area, no joke, this is no financial advice. This particular area is exactly where you face that resistance. As soon as we break above this and we come back, and let me activate the drawings. Actually, no, we're not, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to delete all these drawings. I'm going to delete every one of them because we don't need them. Let me delete them because I want to show you this chart. This is very important. So remember what I said, when we break out of this. So when we break out of this, right, it doesn't matter what kind of a pattern we see, any one of this. But what we're going to do is peek onto this blue line. So this blue line here, right, imagine this as a blue line. I'm going to put a blue on it for you. Blue line. As soon as we peek above that, that's the sell your house level. You know, but as you can see, I mean, this is the time to get excited. These are the discounts. These were the discounts. You know, I know it's bearish. People start moving down, but people don't understand the psychology. This is when you should be buying. When we're up here, you shouldn't be buying. When we're up here, you shouldn't be buying. Just hold tight. It's coming down, right? But around these levels, when you enter these levels, especially this level, my God, you go insane. You know, but if you're in it just to play for the bull market, then these are the zones. These are the rebound zones. So just be careful. All I'm going to say is, obviously, we saw this particular action play out in one single day, but that's very dangerous. It's not really that good. Am I really overexcited? Well, no. I will be overexcited when you come to this level here. So when I will be excited when we come into this particular territory, right? This what was it called? $59,000 level. When we come into this zone, that's when I'm going to be excited, guys. Before that, I'm not excited at all. You know, honestly, I'm not excited at all, because the thing is we still have this particular level here, this $44,000 to $47,000 level here, which we have to battle. We have to battle this, you know, just below this 50 level. There's a massive area here we have to fight through, right? And you can see this demonstrated here. We have to fight through these levels here. You know, once the fight's over on these levels, then we start moving forward. So, guys, other than that, it's been a long one today. I have no idea how long it's been. All I'm going to say is like, share, subscribe. And as I said, if you can't comment on the video, I mean, you'll be able to comment on the video, but you just can't comment on the live stream if you're not a subscriber. But yeah, other than that, guys, I mean, I hope this kind of makes sense to you, what you're seeing. CBDC, you know, we see all this CBDC nonsense. Actually, let me let me show you this. 1 second, let me activate this. Yeah, let me show you this. Black. Let me show you this. CBDC. Look at this. CBDC. This is crypto, and this is CBDC. Crypto, CBDC, right? I mean, when you look at that, it just kind of makes sense to you. Of course, they're going to ban it because they don't want crypto competing with their CBDC. You see what I mean? So expect a lot of FUD to come, but you've seen it here first. You've seen the maps. You've seen the CBDC maps. You know there are 83 countries out there who are working on it if they haven't already launched it. And you know 5 countries have already launched, and coincidentally 5 of those countries are in the Americas. Right, technically in the Americas, and these are under the American politics, right? So Central America obviously not, but the point is here, like Hawaii and this and that, you know, all these countries here, I forgot which one it was, like the Bahamas and this and that, they're all under American jurisdiction. Remember that, American jurisdiction. You know, I mean, everyone's developing it, everyone's working on it, everyone's on it, apart from some of these third world countries, sadly, you know, war torn or whatever. You know, there's a lot of political issues around it. Everyone's on it. Everyone's on it. I'm telling you, even Saudi Arabia's on it. For what? Wholesale fabric. I mean, what fabric do you make? camel leather, I don't know, camel cashmere. No idea what you make, right? But anyway, but this is where you can see the map where it's banned. So Bolivia is banned, Algeria is banned, whatever. Morocco apparently. I know a lot of Moroccans who use crypto, so I have no idea what the hell is going over there. Egypt, right? What's this? Zambia. I don't know if there's anyone in Zambia. Afghanistan is illegal. I don't even know. I mean, the country isn't the country kind of destroyed? Do they even have electricity? I don't know, you know. So kind of messed up there. I know a lot of Pakistani people who actually have crypto, so I have no idea. From Pakistan, I'm not even talking about people that I know in UK. I know people from Pakistan who actually have it, so pretty confusing there. We know exactly what's happening in China. Competition. Even Bangladesh. Apparently, it's illegal in Bangladesh, but I know a lot of Bangladeshi guys in Bangladesh dealing with crypto. I have no idea what the hell is going on there. So, yeah, I mean, it can be. Listen, just by calling it illegal doesn't make it illegal. Ultimately, I mean, look at this. Who the hell's going to go into whatever zone this is? There's a little mini country there, right? The Samoa Island, right? Samoa Island, right? Restricted. Who the hell's going to go there to spend the crypto there? Come on, you're insane on there. Do they even have internet? I don't know. But I think that's where the rock is from. So, Dwayne Johnson, apologies to you, mate. But yeah, look how far you got. I mean, and how the hell does America here own that? Well, I guess the globe is round. So that's what they do. They just make territories everywhere. But yeah, pretty insane to see stuff like this. But remember, guys, these are key information when you're looking at the World Economic Forum. So remember, go to World Economic Forum, just type World Economic Forum, and it will come up as crypto. You can see it, and you can actually download this PDF and read more about it. And it's only for institutions, but they did a brilliant job. I'll be honest with you. This is one of the best papers. You know, the World Economic Forum Getting Started Cryptocurrency, page 2021 PDF. One of the best written information I have ever seen regarding cryptocurrency. They really do break it down. They really do break it down. So anybody who's a complete idiot, you know, who has no idea how crypto works, who's complete layman, well, if you've got time to read 23 pages, they break it down for you. Trust me, they do. They did a fantastic job. And I think this is one of the most honest papers I've ever seen, and especially coming from World Economic Forum. That's insane. That's bullish. That's bullish. So, yes, guys. Other than that, you know what? I'm going to call it quits for today. I'm not sure how long it's been, but like, share, subscribe, you know, like, share, subscribe. It does help the channel. And we move from there, right? Compliance, regulatory. There's a lot of stuff going on. But remember, guys, Bitcoin is the king. Bitcoin is the king. And it's doing its thing, you know? I just realized that kind of rhymes. Ooh, okay, so we're getting a big rejection here. Actually, this is quite funny. We're getting a big rejection here. Let me have a look at this and see what's going on. Let me move this over 2 lines. No, actually, yeah. Wow. Massive rejection. Look at this. And this is happening while we're here. So let me activate the candles, take the drawings off. Give me a second. Candles, boom. So we're getting a massive rejection here. Finally, the rejection seems to be coming up to a support line, right? And you can see this support line here. This is a support line. This is a Fibonacci support line. As you see here, Fibonacci 1272 is happening live right now, as you can see, right? We're getting dumped, right? Again, bulls have run out of steam. That's what's happened here. Bulls have run out of steam, because if you look carefully onto this one, you see, the bears are now taking control. So the bears got liquidated. Currently now the bears are taking control, and you can see the bears are pushing it back up. These are bears opening more shorts. So now the shorts are winning. So when you look at a spike like this on a red candle like this, right, it's not, there's nothing bullish. This is a shorts trade. This is where the shorts are now winning, right? The shorts are now winning. So right now the shorts are definitely winning, because there's not enough bulls out there to recover what's happening, right? So this is the, like, you can see this on the candles and everything as well. So this looks like the support, but again, remember the pattern. Up, down, you know. But again, remember one old thing I kept on saying to people: whenever we constantly go and bash on a particular level, like go knock on this line, we are bound to break it. And the first time we've already broken it, right? Yesterday we broke this, you know, we tested this. Today we broke this. This means within the next few candles, we still got 4 or 5 hours left, right? Within the next few candles, we could easily reverse this, smash all through. Because remember, this candle, look, this is a 4-hourly candle, 4-hourly candle, but it's only 15 minutes old. All of this has happened within 15 minutes. All of this has happened within 15 minutes. So just to understand, let's see 119. Let's see what happened in the last 15 minutes in the market. I'll tell you this, market just had another $1 billion enter the market. The market just had another $1 billion enter the market. So guys, this is getting more and more bullish every hour, literally every hour, you know. So guys, if you enjoyed the stream, if you've been with me from the beginning to the end, with all my insanity and all my crazy comments, I hope you enjoyed it. Like, share and subscribe, and I'll catch you on another one very soon. I'm going to try and do these kind of streams, and also if more people come onto the chat, then at least you can ask me questions and everything as well, and we can talk about it, you know, if there is a question or anything like this. And we can go on, because I know there's too many people out there who are probably shy to come on the chat or anything. Come on, give me a bit of a feedback, let me know what's going on, and we move from there. Like, share, subscribe. Adios, my amigos.